northwest. Saj, welcome to the programme.
Good evening. Thank you.
Now, you join us from all parts
as well.
Well, joining us now is Sajjad Karim, a Conservative MEP for the northwest. Saj, welcome to the programme.
Good evening. Thank you.
Now, you join us from all parts of the world, of course, and usually in Europe. You've literally just arrived in Brussels, haven't you?
I have. I was in Blackburn this morning and then in London a little later in the morning, and I've just now arrived in Brussels and on my way to the Parliament.
And how do you see this as an MEP?
Well, I'm neither a former minister nor am I a lobbyist. I am a member of the European Parliament and a citizen of the United Kingdom. And I see in very clear terms that the choice actually is this. Either we maintain our seat at the table and have influence on the decision making, or we give all of that up, allow others to make the decisions in our absence, and then simply have to implement them. It really just strikes me as an absolute no-brainer. Why on earth would a country like the United Kingdom want to give up on the very significant influence it has on decision-making processes, simply then to sit back and be dictated to?
Well, Sajjad, somebody would say, too many decisions are made for us in all sorts of ways to counter that argument.
Well, I'm afraid, in fact, that does not make any sense whatsoever, because you find yourself in this situation. In any partnership, it's never going to be absolutely perfect, I accept that, but in any partnership you have the ability to sit and put forward your argument, to build alliances, and actually we are very good at that. We do achieve so much. When Britain is at its best, when it is forging those links, those alliances, and putting forward and winning arguments. Now, the idea that we in some way, by not being at the table, are able to influence others is simply arguments from Fantasyland. It does not work that way.
So you're talking to business people who were on this programme only last week telling me they don't need Europe at all. We're fine, we can trade with people without the European EU. What do you say to them?
Well, the fact of the matter is this, that by being in the European Union, we have access to the largest trading bloc in the world. If we are not in the European Union, then we are in an era where you have to work out how we are going to get access to those markets. Now, why on earth would we want to move away from something we already have, just simply to start negotiations to try and get it back? Now, the fact of the matter is that the business case for Europe is such that we gain 10 times as much as any money we put in. So for every pound we put in, we get 10 pounds generated in business income back. Now that's a fact, and that is not something that main parts of the British media are going to spell out to the British people, but people like me are duty-bound to make sure that our public is aware of these facts.
And you were at the launch this morning. Did you feel it was a positive event overall?
Well, I have agreed to sign up to be a champion for keeping Britain in the European Union, and that's the capacity in which I was present. I am signed up to working with the British government and our Prime Minister to deliver the sorts of reforms that are necessary and required. But the European Union is not a perfect body. It is imperfect. There is a need for improvement, but there is no partnership in the world that is ever completely perfect. There is always need for reform. Let's get that reform agenda underway. Let's not be defeatist about it. It's not in the British nature to be defeatist. Let's work with the others. Let's not stand on the sidelines and insult others, as some British politicians are doing. Let's work with our partners in order to deliver something which is mutually beneficial for all of us and actually delivers for all of our citizens.
Sajjad, thank you very much indeed. Sajjad Karim.